weekend, and Dr. Durant is fast at work at trying to edit and shoot a Halloween episode. Will he get it done in time? God only knows. His last Halloween episode came out in goddamned March. But here I am, back from beyond the grave to spin some records for you. He said, Vincent, grab Jody, go down into the Sanctum, and throw on some Halloween records. The people will enjoy that. So, here I am, with an old record from 1958, the height, the very beginning of the Monster Kid phase. And, of course, one of my very dear, dear friends is on this record, Hans Conried. He was a very wonderful voiceover artist, actor, and connoisseur of fine music and art. And as a matter of fact, here's a little piece of trivia. If you watch my episode of Vincent Price, This Is Your Life, Hans Conried is the one that tricked me. He's on that episode. I'm sure you can find it on the YouTubes. So, without further ado, Jody, spin the Monster Alley record.
Phantom of the Opera will be an honored guest. He'll sing a few selections, sure to meet the acid test.
You'll want to meet the werewolf and some creatures of that kind.
Get chummy with the mummy.
And maybe he'll unwind.
Oh, we're having a monster rally. We'll start to serve and find. Familiar terror will grace the place. The creme de la creme of the horror race. And a couple of the newer boys from outer space. You'll be lucky to get out alive. Oh, we're having a monster rally. We'll start to serve and find. Familiar terror will grace the place. The creme de la creme of the horror race. And a couple of the newer boys from outer space. You'll be lucky to get out alive.
Stop the music! Ladies and gentlemen, don't be alarmed by the request I've been asked to make. The management assures you that no one will be harmed. A moment is all my announcement should take. Will the party here who owns the flying saucer, the one that's double parked outside, kindly step forward and own up to it? We've tried to budget, but we just can't seem to do it. So if the party here who owns the flying saucer will move it, we'll be gratified. Now, folks, you've really got no need to panic. I beg you, please don't get upset. We'd move it ourselves, so we don't fear it, except for that hissing noise whenever we get near it. So if the party here who owns the flying saucer will move it, we'll be in his debt. The thing is blocking traffic and arousing outraged cries. Pedestrians approaching it are dropping just like flies. We're not annoyed, and just to prove that everything is cricket, if you'll go out and move your ship, there'll be no parking ticket. So if the party here who owns the flying saucer will step into the street outside, he'll find his ship has sort of lost control. Good grief, it's swallowing Volkswagen's whole. Oh, if the party here who owns the flying saucer will move it, I can get to mine. Blast off! Last one to the moon is a right leg!
I was watering the flowers on the windowsill, and then I saw them coming over yonder hill. But there must have been a million of every shape and size. And so I yelled to everyone, "You'd better get inside!"
Close the door! They're coming in the window. Close the door! They're running up the stairs. Close the door! They're hanging on the ceiling. Those are everywhere.
I ran into the playroom and grabbed a baseball bat. And every time I met one, I gave him this and that. It really drove me crazy and had me mystified. The more and more I knocked them down, the more they multiplied.
Close the door! They're coming in the window. Close the door! They're running up the stairs. Close the door! They're hanging on the ceiling. Those are everywhere.
They got into the kitchen. They got into the sink. They went into the cellar and poured themselves a drink. They got on the piano, ran up and down the keys, and soon I was standing in 'em right up to my knees.
Close the door! They're coming in the window. Close the door! They're running up the stairs. Close the door! They're hanging on the ceiling. Those are everywhere.
Now that all the fuss is over, I sink into my chair. This house is all a shambles, but really I don't care. I'm gonna take it easy, try not to think of them. Here they come again!
Close the door! They're coming in the window.
Close the door! They're running up the stairs!
Close the door! They're hanging on the ceiling. Those are everywhere. When that eerie campfire glows, every single vampire knows to rise up from his earthly cot and step to the tempo of the Dracula trot. The Count himself will set the pace, slinking round with style and grace. And at midnight on the dot, all the vamps are vamping to the Dracula trot.
When the average vampire wants to dance, he wants to get right to it.
You can keep up with it by mastering the rhythm. Such a simple step that any foolish fool can do it. Swirl your cape, clear your fangs, make like you the hunger pays. Clap your wings with all you've got. You're doing the spectacular Dracula trot. simple step that any foolish fool can do it. Swirl your cape, bare your face, make like you've got hunger pains. Clap your wings with all you got. You're doing a spectacular Dracula trot.
I've got two arms to hold her tight, but her three make it an uneven fight. Her eyes are lovely pools of blue that shine with scorn for me who has but two. I love to whisper in her ear and watch the way she makes it disappear. Her lips are formed with tempting grace. I only wish that they were on her face. I grant you that her charms are unusual. It's true that she's 11 foot 3. But tell me, is that any reason why our love shouldn't be? I'll take her by her every hand. I'll try to make my darling understand that after all is said and done, I find 3 heads are better far than one. I grant you that she tends to be moody. She's sensitive, I know it's true. But somehow she's even more charming when she starts to turn blue. I'll take her by her every hand. I'll try to make my darling understand that after all is said and done, I find 3 heads are better far than one.
I'm in love with the creature from the Black Lagoon, though fate now keeps us countless miles apart. I was stuck to this creature like an old harpoon, but he fled, leaving me a broken heart. How I loved to caress him when I thought he cared. I'd press my fingers to his scaly hide, but he gave up the happiness we might have shared. And in fin, treading water side by side, oh, I'll never forget. We were splashing along while the band played our song. My water wings were filled with love for him, when upon this slimy bounder spied a young flirtatious flounder and left me there to sink or swim. How I pine for the creature from the Black Lagoon, though his return is but a futile wish, and I'm left with the echo of our favorite tune and the faintly lingering fragrance of fish. The eel, the heel, the trout, the lout, the cod, the cloud, creature from the
Jody, turn the record over. We've got people waiting. Faster, man, for God's sakes.
What do you hear from the red planet Mars? What do you hear from space? I know that you're from the red planet Mars. Gee, it's great to meet you face to face, to face to face, to face. Yes, what do you hear from the red planet Mars? Is everything about it still the same? When it's winter, are the trees all green with snow? And in April, does it still rain cream? Do those flower sills still bloom yet? By the Dave Canal, you know, the ones that feed on fleam. Oh, what I wouldn't give to spend another zilch in the Grammars by the Melbourne with the stream. What do you hear from the red planet Mars? What do you hear from space? I know that you're from the red planet Mars. Gee, it's great to see you face to face, to face to face, to face to face. Yes, what do you hear from the red planet Mars? Is my little Martian maiden true to me? When it's evenoid, does she still wait by the fave? And a dawn cup, tell me, does she still sing snee? Are the mishnahs that we picked by the selrab tree still crawling all the glen bog in the spots? If we could be once more together in a lover's glee, we'd be heading for the justice of the glots. So give us the word from the red planet Mars, that wonderful outer space, beautiful outer space, far away outer space place.
While I was walking down the beach one bright and sunny day, I saw a great big wooden box a-floating in the bay. I pulled it in and opened it up, and much to my surprise, oh, I discovered it right before my eyes.
Oh, she discovered it right before her eyes.
I picked it up and ran to town as happy as a king. I took it to a guy I know who'd buy most anything. But this is what he hollered at me as I walked in his shop. Oh, get out of here with it before I call a cop.
Oh, get out of here with that before he calls the cop.
I turned around and ran right out to where I parked my car. And then I took it home with me to show it to my par. But this is what he hollered at me as I walked in the door. Oh, get out of here with it and don't come back no more.
Oh, get out of here with that and don't come back no more.
I wandered on for many a year, a victim of my fate, until one day I came upon St. Peter at the gate. And when I tried to take it inside, he told me where to go. I'll get out of here with it and take it down below.
Oh, get out of here with that and take it down below.
The moral of this story is, if you are out on the beach and you should see a great big box and it's within your reach, don't ever stop and open it up. That's my advice to you. 'Cause you'll never get rid of it, no matter what you do.
No, you'll never get rid of it. No matter what you do. He finds himself endeared to a girl who's kind of weird. You see, she's mostly ghost So thrilling, really chilling, when we share a brief embrace. Because she's mostly ghostly. What a mystic thing to have her on my arm. Truly, coolly, every hour with her's the hour of harm. Oh, she is mostly ghostly. Clearly the most different girl I've ever seen. Truly, coolly. Every day's a holiday when I'm with her. A holiday, yes, every day with her is Halloween. When I saw the thing a-comin' out of the sky, it had one long horn and one big eye. I commenced to shaking and I said, ooh-wee, it looks like a purple people-eater to me. It was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people-eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people-eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people-eater. Sure looked strange to me. Well, he came down to earth and he lit in a tree. I said, Mr. Purple People-Eater, don't eat me. I heard him say in a voice so gruff, I wouldn't eat you 'cause you're so tough. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people-eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people-eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people-eater. Sure looks strange to me. I said, Mr. Purple People-Eater, what's your line? He said, eating purple people, and it sure is fine. But that's not the reason I came to land. I want to get a job in a rock and roll band. Bless my soul, rock and roll, flying purple people-eater. Pigeon-toed, undergrowth, flying purple people-eater. How undramatical. He swung from the tree and he lit on the ground and he started to rock, really rocking around. It was a crazy ditty with a swinging tune. Bop, bop, a loop, a lap, a loom, bam, boom. He went on his way and what do you know? I saw him last night on a TV show. He was blowing it out, really knocking them dead, playing rock and roll music through a horn in his head. Tequila.
Stop it! Keep your hands to yourself. I'm gonna sing. Quiet. My friends feel sorry for me. They call me on the phone. They wonder why they always see me dining out alone. I find it very difficult to make them understand that I've been going steady with the invisible man. Stop tickling. Now when he takes me dancing, we make a silly pair. To all intents and purposes, I'm dancing with the air. But all that I've been doing since this strange beguine began is dancing cheek to nothing with the invisible man. My mother and my father are getting quite upset. They wonder when they'll meet my fiancé. Now how can I tell them that they've already met the boy they never see me with, the one here on my knee? I'm singing. Later, while necking in the movies, the people passes by and look upon our actions with the most suspicious eye. I'm holding hands with nothing, and I guess it's quite a sight. just a bag of popcorn on the seat to my right. I really can't describe him, and yet I know he's sweet. He's kind of short, or tall, or thin, or wide. Honest, honey, you're cute, yeah. We sure look peculiar when walking down the street. Just me alone with him together, sorta side by side. Oh, come on, honey, join in. Yeah. Now, after we are married, we'll raise a family. Not so loud. We'll have a dozen children, and some we hope to see. He'll be a faithful husband, for no other woman can ever see what I see in my invisible man. Mad for you, George.
Take us to your president. Read their tidings from the moon. At the rate our people breed, we've too many mouths to feed. We may be among you soon. Take us to your president. Read the growing rate of birth. We just sit around and moon, 'cause there's no more room to spoon by the light of yonder earth. So send us surplus potatoes.
Some meat and tomatoes.
Just help us however you please. If we can persuade you,
We'll have to invade you.
how long can we live on green cheese? Now you know why we are here. And the reason we've been sent. After all, we've got a right. We're your oldest satellite. Take us to your president. So send us salmon and tuna. Feed those on Luna. Our problems keep solving, but soon we just can't absorb it.
We're outnumbered.
We speak for the man in the moon. Now you know why we are here. And the reason we've been sent. After all, we've got a right. We're your oldest satellite. Take us to your president.
Jody, the record's over. They say they want something else. It's a little dry in here. I need to wet my whistle. How about we do a little spooky story? The Invisible Man. That's a good one. Starring a very dear friend of mine, Claude Rains. Although I don't think he's on this record. This is from a company called High Camp Adventure. Sounds right up my alley. Jesus, sounds like a Godzilla film.
Open up, I tell you. It's freezing out here. Hurry. In heaven's name, I need a fire to warm myself.
Oh, there goes the candle. Come in, quickly. Snow. Light this oil lamp. Only a minute, I'm having trouble with this lamp. Oh, there we are. It's lit. Oh! Oh!
Stop that. I've had a serious accident. Stop it. I'm sorry, I guess you've never seen a face with so many bandages. Stop it. I'm not a ghost, just a man who's recovering from an accident.
I apologize, sir. It's just that for a minute... Oh, you must have been terribly hurt. Your head and face all bandaged up that way. And...
There is a room free at this inn.
Oh, yes, sir. We don't usually have anyone here during these winter months. Summer's our season for guests. That's why I took so long getting to the door. I didn't expect a guest this late at night, especially in February and in this storm. Have you lost your way?
No, I haven't,
Mrs. Hall.
Well, Mrs. Hall, may we get inside, away from this drafty hallway? I'm chilled through.
Oh, please. Come. The living room of the inn is this way, and there's a cheery fire going. Here we are. May I take your coat and hat, sir?
No, I prefer to keep them on.
Well, sir, as you like. Oh, you must have been awfully hurt in your accident. Not a bit of you showing through those bandages. And those thick, dark glasses.
I was hurt, awfully. Now then, Mrs. Hall, I wish a room. You have one?
Oh, yes, sir. In fact, you'll be our only guest just now. As I told you, in the wintertime...
Do I do business with Mr. Hall?
No, sir, with me. I'm a widow.
Then you are alone here.
Oh, no, sir. There's the chambermaid and the porter, besides myself.
Good. I need quiet. And I'll need your best room, and the biggest, Mrs. Hall. My luggage will arrive at the railroad station in the morning, and with it, a large quantity of chemical and laboratory equipment. I'm a researchist, and despite my accident, I must continue my work, my experiments. I trust you will have no objection to my working here in your inn.
Well, now, sir, I don't know. I just...
It will not trouble you, I assure you. It will not disturb your household, Mrs. Hall.
Well, if you're sure, I guess it'll be all right. I do have a large suite upstairs. Nice and bright. Southern exposure. The rent'll be...
Never mind the details. I don't trouble with details. I'll pay whatever you ask. Now, will you show me up?
You would like a bite to eat, perhaps.
Not tonight. Just a warm bed. Tomorrow morning, may I breakfast at 8 precisely. I'm a man of precise habits. Juice, 2 poached eggs, white toast, black coffee, no cream, no sugar.
Well, please follow me. This way. Here we are. Now just let me light this lamp. There. Now I'll light the fire. It's already laid on and...
Never mind, thank you. I'll do that myself. Just leave me now. I'm tired.
Yes, sir. Good night, sir. Breakfast at 8 sharp.
Yes, Mrs. Hall. Good night.
Just a minute. Oh, Dr. Kemp, do come in. Ah, I didn't expect you so early. 7:15.
Thank you, Mrs. Hall. Fine, clear morning after last night's storm. I came early because I should see that maid of yours. If that cold of hers doesn't get better, we might have a pneumonia case in our hands. And I have to get around early on my calls today. The snow's drifted 2 feet high in places.
Well, you just sit here by the fire a second while I get you a hot cup of coffee. You already look frozen and the day just starting.
Please don't go to any trouble on my account.
Ah, it's no trouble at all. I just made a fresh pot for a guest.
A guess? Here in winter?
Yes, Dr. Kemp. Came last night during the storm. Says he'll be stopping here a long time. Poor man. You might have found a new patient for yourself. He's had a terrible accident that he's recovering from. He has bandages all over his face and head, completely covered. Not a spot of skin shows. And before I left him last night, he'd taken off his gloves, and his hands were all bandaged, too.
Sounds serious. But he was all right when he arrived here.
Well, yes. Just seemed to be very tired. And a bit cross, too. But I don't mind the crossness. What with him being that bad hurt and all.
Well, if I'm needed.
Oh, of course, Doctor, I'll send for you. You two might have something in common anyway. He's a researcher, an experimental scientist, he says.
Well, that's interesting. Must meet him one day. Oh, no, please, Mrs. Hall, no coffee. I don't have time. Just take me to your maid's room.
Right, Doctor. Your breakfast, sir.
Come in. Ah, Mrs. Hall. Breakfast. And right on the dot of 8. I can see we'll get along. In fact, you seem to be more efficient than I this morning. I can't seem to find my dark glasses.
Oh. Oh, sir, I'm sorry. You gave me a turn. Those slits in the bandage just blank and black, like holes.
My accident did that to me. I told you it was serious. Stop staring, woman. Help me find my goggles. Here they are. From now on, Mrs. Hall, I would appreciate no comments on the way I look. And I don't want any from your servants or neighbors either. I told you that I was a man of precise habits. And it's my custom to take a walk every day. For the next 2 days, I shall forego that practice. However, I want you to tell your neighbors that a very sick man who is swathed in bandages is a guest at your inn and will be going for daily walks. I wish no one to even speak to me. I wish to walk alone and be left alone. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
I, too, am sorry to be so curt and snappish, but my nerves. I've been through so much.
Oh, that's all right, sir. I'll try to make your stay here a quiet one. One which will help you recover. And, sir, let me get you a fresh tray. Oh, and, sir, about the register, it's the law. You have to register in an inn, and I don't even know your name.
In that case, Mrs. Hall, register me as Mr. John Doe. I don't wish my real name known. I achieved distinction in my own field as a scientist, but unless I recover from the effects of this accident, I should not like it to be known ever again who I am.
Oh, you must have been through so much, sir. Mr. Doe. I'll...
Mrs. Hall, please, leave me alone now. Send up a fresh tray and send your porter to the station with this note. Will release my luggage and my scientific equipment. There is snow on the ground, but I wish your man to deliver it as soon as possible. I have very urgent work to do.
Will try, sir.
Don't try, do it! Oh, pardon my nerves, my temper again. But I need that equipment. My experiments might make me well again.
Now, you just calm yourself, sir. We'll help you. I'll send John, my porter, for the luggage. And I'll arrange it so you can have your private walks.
Dr. Kemp.
Dr. Kemp, it's Mrs. Hall, from the inn. Come quickly.
What's wrong, Mrs. Hall?
The guest, that man with the accident, he was just now out walking, and a dog, it attacked him. Oh, he went for it first with his cane. It wasn't the dog's fault, but the man's bit, and I think badly.
Well, come at once. Was it the guest, the man with the bandages?
Yes, Doctor, hurry. And the strangest thing ever, the leg of his trousers was ripped. Ripped a lot. But in the tear, it was like nothing was there. He must be hurt bad. Oh, do hurry.
Nothing there. What do you... Never mind. I'm on my way.
Who's there? What the devil do you want?
Mr. Doe, I brought the doctor. Dr. Kemp. I saw you get bitten by that dog.
Go away. I don't need help. Go away.
We might be in a state of shock, Mrs. Hall. Let me handle this.
How dare you enter my room? I told you that I don't...
Now, calm yourself, sir. You might need medical attention. Oh, my. You did have a terrible accident. All those dressings. Oh, Mrs. Hall told me, but I wasn't prepared for...
Will you get out of here?
No, sir, I won't. You have been... Well, you are ill. And that dog bite... Well, Mrs. Hall, just let me handle this. Please leave us.
Yes, surely, Doctor.
Doctor, I warn you. Please, I'm a scientist. I know what is good or bad for me.
Yes, I can see that you are. That laboratory table over there. Extraordinary. All that equipment, those chemicals.
Yes. Small, possibly, but all of the essentials, well equipped. But, Doctor, please leave me. I know what's best for me.
I beg to differ. And that dog bite.
That's nothing. Forget that. The door is there.
Your sleeve. There's no hand.
Yes, and no bandage. Now get out of here.
And inside the sleeve. But the sleeve works like an arm. But the sleeve is blank. There's nothing in it.
I don't mean to be rude, Doctor, but you'll find that there is something in it. There! Get out now. I didn't want to use force, but...
But I feel a hand. An arm. Stop
Get
that.
out!
Are you all right? I was listening. He shouldn't have.
Oh, I'm all right, Mrs. Hall. He won't let me examine him. We'd best leave him alone till he's more rational.
Did he strike you just now, Doctor?
No, he just sort of grabbed me and pushed me out of the room. Strange. His hand. There was nothing I could see, just an empty coat sleeve. But there at the end of the sleeve was something that felt like a hand.
I don't like this. I'm going...
We're still close enough to the door that he might hear. Going to the police. Oh, you're right. And I'm going with you. Quickly, come along.
Dr. Kemp? Mrs. Hall? How are you? Oh, what's wrong? From the look on your faces, I'd say...
Officer Mason, we need your help immediately at Mrs. Hall's inn. She has a strange guest who's been staying there for over a week.
The one all bandaged up? Goes for a walk every day, scaring every kid that sees him. Grown-ups, too, for that matter.
That's the one. The one that had the accident.
came to my place to rest up.
Mason, there's something strange about him.
Strange isn't the word for it. The sheriff started checking him out the first day we saw him on the old inn road. All the sheriff come up with was the fact he's a scientist, a chemist.
That fits. Mason, he was bitten by a dog earlier. He didn't send for me, Mrs. Hall did. But he refused to see me. In fact, he threw me out of his room.
Well, actually, if he didn't send for you, he was within his rights.
Mason, there was no bandage where his right hand should have been. There was nothing there.
So, what are you trying to say?
There was nothing the eye could see but air. But I felt that hand. Look, here, you can see the bruise marks starting to show up on my wrist where he twisted it.
Now, wait a second. You felt a hand, but you didn't see a hand.
And once, he didn't have on those big dark goggles when I come in with his breakfast tray. And in the bandages on his head, there were just big black holes where his eyes should be, like poker burns.
Doc, Mrs. Hall, you're losing me. You feel a hand, but don't see one. And you see black holes in place of eyes. I think we'd better get out to your inn fast, Mrs. Hall, and ask a few questions of your guest. Police officer, open up, please.
Confound it! What is it now? Go away! Leave me alone!
Police business, sir. We got a report you were bitten by a dog, so I've got to question you.
Go away! Police or not, I won't be interrupted. I'm busy working.
Mister, I suggest you open up. If you don't, then I come back with a warrant and really inconvenience you.
You have no right. Oh, all right. Now then, officer, this is... Oh, Mrs. Hall. And the doctor, too. All sorts of visitors to annoy me. Well, what do you want? The incident with the dog? Forget it. I've already cauterized the wound myself. Now, if you'll excuse me.
May I see your right hand, sir?
My right hand? Of course.
But it's bandaged now.
Yes, it wasn't bandaged when I saw you last, Doctor. Well, it is now, see?
May I, have a look around your room, sir?
You have no right.
I'd like to warn you, sir. The sheriff has already mentioned to me that he was coming to question you.
Question me? Why on earth?
On a little matter of an unsolved robbery 2 nights ago at the parsonage of Pastor Ives on the Bridge Road.
Robbery? Really now? I'm a respectable scientist. Do you possibly think that I...
Well, you're the only stranger we've spotted in the area since we got snowbound a week ago. Most roads are still drifted in. And we know that none of the people around here would rob a preacher's house. Do you understand what I mean?
Very amusing. Well, it's my pleasure. Search all you wish. Go ahead. I've nothing to hide.
Thank you. That's more like it.
Doctor, Mrs. Hall, while the law is searching my room, please be comfortable. Please have a seat over there.
Quite a bit of equipment here. Test tubes, retorts, bottles of chemicals.
I'm a chemist as well, officer. And...
Wait. Stop. What's he doing? Stop him. He's taking off his dressings, his bandages. Well, he'll hurt himself. Good heavens. As he unwinds it, his head, it's disappearing.
Easy now, Mrs. Hall. Easy.
His head, it's gone.
What are you?
What am I? Watch me and see. I remove my gloves, and the bandages beneath them.
Look, it's true. Until the bandages are removed, you have hands. But without the bandages, the hands are gone.
And now I remove my scarf and bathrobe.
There's nothing where his chest and arms should be.
And now, these trousers.
Just shoes and socks left. Nothing else.
And I'll make short work of those shoes. And socks. And now, you see what I am. Or you don't see. No, you don't see. You couldn't see if you wanted to. You couldn't see what I am, officer. I am a man. Yes, my friends, an invisible man. And I am going to disappear from this blasted place completely. Right now, you fools, you meddling, curious, prying fools. You've wrecked my plans. The only thing that could perhaps have saved my life.
Saved your life?
Yes, Doctor, my experiments. They might be all that can save me, but I will not be caught by a petty policeman in a country town.
Let me help you, man. Your experiments. I might be of help.
Too late, you meddling quack. I'm leaving here. Catch me if you can.
Catch him! Oh, you can see the door opening.
Catch what? An invisible man? Oh, disappeared under our noses, piece by piece. We're in a nightmare, and it's too big for me to handle by myself. I'll go to the sheriff, put out an alarm. An alarm? For an invisible man? Doc, you and Mrs. Hall come along. Otherwise, they'll never believe me.
Yes. Mrs. Hall, come along with us. I'll give you a sedative and you'll feel better.
Doctor, I'm so frightened.
With an invisible man on the loose, we all have cause to be frightened.
It's quite a bit of exciting soundtrack music to this one. Invisible Man, yes. I always make sure that Jody checks my nightshirt for invisible men before I go to bed at night. And my dressing gown. Jody, shake it out. If I find a man in there, God knows what will happen. Turn the record over. Stop giving me that dirty look.
Now there's a nice little old cave over there. A nice place to light a fire. Find a cozy cave and soon you're warm, you bum. Well, what in?
I'm here, all right.
Well, where are you? I don't see anything. I must be hearing things. I guess I shouldn't ought to drank so much. Oh, well, anyway.
It's not the drink, man. You keep your nerves steady.
Ah, come on, buddy boy. Where are you?
Now, I'm right here beside you. Here, feel my hand on your chest?
Oh, I'm off my rocker. I'm cuckold. I feel a hand, but I don't see one. I am off my rocker.
No, you're not. You do feel a hand. It's very simple to explain. I'm an invisible man.
Where are you hiding? I know you're a ventriloquist, a ventriloquist. It's a trick.
No trick. It's true. I'm invisible.
Well, any fool can see that. I mean, even if I can't see you. But how do you... Oh, that's a chest I just put my hand on. Any connection with you?
It's me, all right. But I can't explain now. I need your help immediately.
What?
I need clothes, warm clothes, not those rags of yours, and a large roll of surgical bandage. At the moment, I'm as naked as the day I was born. You see, my body, the outline and shape of it. It's only visible when I am clothed and wrapped in bandage. Some men who didn't understand that I was invisible have locked me out of my house.
Without a stick of clothes to your name.
Yes, and if I hadn't found this cave and kindled this fire, I would have frozen to death. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to town, down the road to the south. Get me clothing and bandages. You'll probably have to steal them, but get them.
Just a second, buddy. Me steal? I may be a bum. I may take a drink, but that's all I take. Steal? I don't steal.
Idiot! Don't you realize fate sent you my way for a good purpose? To help me. And in return, I can make you rich. Think of what I can do. Invisible. Enter a bank undetected, or a jewelry store. All doors are open to me. And with you to help me now, we'll be rich.
Look, buddy, I'll straighten myself out. I'll be a helper. But stealing is out. I'll try and get you some clothes and food. I wouldn't let a dog freeze or starve. And there's some left in my bottle. I don't need it. Here, you warm me inside. I'll get going.
If you give me away, I warn you.
I may be drunk, buddy, but I'm not crazy. I'll be back. You'll see. Open up in there. Open up.
Could it be him?
Don't worry, ma'am. Just open it a ways. My gun is ready if he tries to push it wide enough to get through.
Please, lady. Don't mind my looks. I was told I could find a cop, a policeman here.
Let him by, ma'am, and stand away. Okay, fella. I'm a policeman.
Well, look, I'll tell you if you put that gun away. Yeah, that's better. Now, look, I'm on the bum, see, and I need a place to sleep tonight. So I spot this cave down the way, and I goes in to light a fire. I was cold, and my feet were cold.
Never mind the weather report. What do you want?
Well, I'm getting to that. Now, in the cave, there's a fire already going. Really blazing. So I calls out, "Who's there?" and hello, and like that. And then, oh, you're not gonna believe this part. You'll think I've been drinking too much.
Go on, Mac. I think I know what you're gonna say. There was a man there, but he was invisible.
How did you know?
Never mind that now. We can't spare a minute. Mrs. Hall, you won't be safe here. Please run down for the sheriff. Tell him to meet us. Which road did you say?
Well, it's north of here, about a mile.
Tell him to look for a cave, a mile north.
Well, just let me bundle up. Now, you do be careful.
Yeah, we will. All right, let's go. Show me the way.
That's the cave over there. You can just see the entrance to it over there. Behind them boulders.
Mm-hmm. I see it. Was he armed?
Well, not that I could see. But there are a lot of rocks in there.
I don't know what good my gun will do, but I've got to find out if he's in there. Let's get closer. Keep behind me.
That will be far enough.
Look at that rock, just hanging in the air.
So, you did betray me. Good afternoon, officer. Nice day, but cold, especially for me.
Put down that rock. Come along with me.
Come along. How do you think you'll find me to take me along? All I have to do is throw away this rock and I'll throw it at you and I'm gone.
That was close.
Ooh.
Quick, over there. There's footprints forming in the snow. He's getting away, but I must have winged him. Come on. Mrs. Hall, What are you doing here?
He wasn't there. The sheriff was gone. I left word.
Oh, you shouldn't be here. It's too dangerous.
Oh, danger or not, I'd be more frightened staying alone at the inn.
All right, but stick close to me.
I will, Walt.
Officer, this way. Over here.
One moment, please. What?
Here, close that door, you fool.
It's you.
Yes, it's me, the Invisible Man. Bolt that door. I'm wounded, Doctor. Shot. Not severe, but I'm bleeding badly. Arm. Get your bag. I need a tourniquet, an antiseptic, and a bandage. Quick!
What happened?
Police. Bullet wound. Couldn't see me. They shot at the direction of my voice. Hurry, man, hurry!
Here's everything you need. But how can I? Oh, I can't see your wound. Your arm?
Here, I'll direct your hand. Feel it?
It feels wet.
Blood.
No, but I don't see what I'm...
You won't, you fool. I'm invisible. Am I not? So's my blood. Here, precisely here. Where I placed your finger. Bind the tourniquet here. I've had some experience at this.
Yes, you have, haven't you, Dr. Griffin?
Griffin? So, They now know my name.
Yes, the police have investigated. They know. Wait, quiet. Now, this antiseptic will hurt. Guide my fingers to where it should be.
Here.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right, Doctor. Go ahead. Here, start the bandage here.
Here?
Right. Keep wrapping it that way. Here, up to here.
Enough?
Perfect. You're a good doctor.
Thank you. And now, Griffin, will you tell me what this is all about?
I will, provided you get me a warm dressing jacket right away. Slippers, too. I'm freezing.
Here, follow me. There's a fire inside. Here. Warm enough? Put it on. Let me... Slippers. Better?
Oh, much better. Well, Kemp, I think I can still get away. And as a doctor, a man of mercy and science, I think you will help me.
Oh, I can't promise. But sit down, Griffin. At least with that robe and slippers, I can see part of the shape of you.
How do you know my name is Griffin? How did the police...
Well, you have left a trail in other towns, according to the sheriff. Even though you are invisible, the police, know many things you've done since you did become invisible.
The police are clever. They're clever, Kemp. I'll make it short. My tale, my story, no embellishments. You'll understand some of it, even if I spare the details. You're a medical man. At college, I won prizes as a chemist. And then it was the study of light that I could not resist. Then the science of optical density, the study of what things go into making visible the things we see. Then I found that everything that goes into the making up of the body of a human being is composed of colorless, transparent tissue. Everything, that is, except the chemical property which makes a man's blood red, and the chemical pigmentation which colors his hair. In my experiments, I learned much from working with certain fish and marine life, which already are invisible.
Already invisible? What fish?
Jellyfish, certain types of sea larvae. They are visible to a point when floating in a colored water. But that is only because they describe a shape within the water by displacing the water through the solidity of their transparent bodies. I learned much from the life factor chemistry of their cell structures. And then I isolated the secret chemical property which rendered them transparent. Well, I I won't give you all the details now, but that chemical property, improved by additives which I developed, proved to be the perfect factor to completely dissolve the red color factor in human blood and the pigmentation properties in human hair.
Amazing. And you experimented, of course, on yourself. You administered your new chemical discovery on yourself, rendering yourself invisible.
A logical deduction, Doctor.
Fantastic. An incredible discovery. I don't see what good such a thing could be for mankind, but there must be some worthwhile application that will...
Ah, you are an idealist, Dr. Kemp?
Hmm?
Applications for the good? Perhaps one day. But for now, I have other uses for my power as an invisible man. In this state of invisibility, I can become rich. I can rob.
Yes, those robberies you did. The police have a list of robberies unsolved when an invisible thing or man was thought to have been involved. Why must you rob? You're so well educated. A scientist who's made a remarkable discovery.
Rob? Come now, Kemp. Haven't you dreamed, like every man, of being rich? No matter how honest a man is, I'll wager that at times in his life he has wished that he could steal. The only thing that deters him is the fear of getting caught. When I became invisible, I had found the way that man has dreamed of ever since time began. I had found the way of accomplishing the dark deeds and desires of the heart without being seen or caught.
Griffin, is it possible that your chemical could have affected your brain? Made you evil?
Doctor, possible perhaps. I do know that the drug does have side effects on the brain. In fact, at this very moment, I have a suspicion that another possible side effect is damaging my heart. That's why I must get to my work. If the trend in the heart goes on many more months, I may develop a very serious heart condition. As to my brain, I know that my brain power has heightened. Besides, is not evil as a concept? Is it not just something, an idea foisted on society by the common man for his own protection? The common man who could be ruled by his superiors? His superiors? Men like us? Men of science? I have never gone along with this religious mumbo-jumbo about good and evil. If a man has power, he should use it to a full degree and to the full extent of the force, even if brutal, of that power.
Griffin, I think you've become mad as well as invisible.
Mad? Mad? You sound just like my fellow students all the way back in my college days. Act a little peculiar and you're an outsider. I have little reason to love my fellow man.
But you were a reputable teacher in the university before this thing happened.
Yes, by keeping my place, by doing my job, by acting the quiet, innocent professor who troubled no one. But I have been dreaming of this for years. This power I now have.
Perhaps it's not the drug. Perhaps you've always been mad.
Perhaps. By the usual standards of a stupid conventional society. But enough of that now, Doctor. I want your help. First, I must continue my experiments. I must get at this heart business. You can get me the chemicals I need. I can work here. Second, you can become my partner.
Your partner?
Yes, Kemp. I must have a partner, a helper. Alone, I can rob, even kill. Kemp, with a helper, a visible helper, I can do so much. Now, alone, I can rob a little, kill a little, but with a helper, and then more helpers, I can establish a reign of terror.
A reign of terror.
Open up in there. Police.
They're here. Don't say a word. They've tracked me. Do you have a gun?
No, I have no weapons.
Dr. Kemp, we know he's in there. Are you all right?
Give me that scalpel. Where does that door lead to?
Open up.
To the yard, but
The yard? Good. Unless Unless we're surrounded, I have a chance.
You're in there, Doc. Stand away from the door. I'm shooting off the lock.
See you again, Doctor.
Where is he?
Nothing around, is he?
All right, Doctor.
That way, through the door, the yard. But he's trapped. It's an enclosed yard, a courtyard, completely walled in. He can't escape.
Easy now. Look, that pile of clothes. He's undressed again, so we can't see him. High walls all around. Only way for him to get out is to climb that tree. If he does, we'll at least see the branches bend. Then I can shoot.
Mrs. Hall, please get back out of the way. He might...
Here, ma'am, over here. He might throw something or rush us.
What are you going to do, officer?
Well, we can't just stay here waiting. You out there. There's no way out.
Put down that gun.
All right, I won't shoot. Now, come on. You'll never get over that wall unless you climb that tree.
I intend to leave by that door in which you stand.
He can play cat and mouse like this until it's dark.
You're right.
Yeah, then he could get away. Now, I'll have to go in. You two men will have to guard this door.
Officer, here, take this pair of fire tongs. I got this log.
Fine, fine. Stick close to each side of the door. Mrs. Hall, if anything goes wrong for them and me, run to the kitchen and lock yourself in.
Yes, Walt, but you be careful.
Right. I'm going in now, Doctor. Remember, Mac, help cover this door. We must get him.
All right,
Oh, be
sure.
careful.
All right, now. Where are you?
Here. No, here. No, here.
Confound it. If you'll give up, I won't shoot.
I'm here. And now I'm here.
All right. All right, then we'll try this.
Got me. In the stomach.
Oh, officer, he must be hurt badly, but I can't see to help.
He's still breathing, no?
Yes, but the irregularity proves that he's hit bad. Here, I found the wound. Wet. Bleeding badly.
How can you tell? I can't
Oh, I
see.
can feel it. It's wet. We have to...
I'll get your bag, Doctor.
Yes, please, in my study. I don't know how I can... Wait. His pulse has stopped. The heartbeat is gone. Too late. He's dead.
Look, something's starting to form.
It looks like blood vessels of glass are filling with blood. Oh, there, those are veins. These are arteries. His circulatory system's beginning to show again, to become visible. There, those gray filament-like threads, those are nerves just beginning to materialize.
And there, look, it's the outline of a foot, almost like glass.
And is that a stomach forming?
Yes, and there, the heart and the brain.
All taking shape. His body out of nothing.
That's where the wound was. It's too much. Here, let me cover him with my jacket.
Yeah, he's almost visible now. Almost visible, like you and me.
Solid flesh, and he's as pink as you and me.
Yes, the invisible man is visible once more. The antidote to his drug was death. His body began forming again the very second he died.
Oh, he must have been in pain. His face is so twisted, so agonized.
Yes, that shot tore open a nasty wound in his stomach. Pity he had to die. He was a brilliant man. But he was mad, destructive. It had to be. An invisible man. And we all saw him with our own eyes. But I wonder if anyone will ever believe us. Well, that's something to think about later. Come in. Shall we get this body inside?
What in God's name kind of ending was that? They just shot him in cold blood. For being mad? I don't recall him saying he was going to murder anyone or do anything wrong. They just said, and then that line, he was invisible, and we all saw him. Now help me get this body inside. We're going to carve him up. Well, it's quite late here, and Dr. Durant has to go back to editing his Halloween episode, so we're going to call it an evening. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Jody, is my cocoa ready? I want real marshmallows. Good evening, good night, and sleep tight. Goodbye, Johnny Taj Mahal, Big Head Han, and whoever the hell the guy was that wanted to order a sandwich.